Now, the rest of the story.
Oh, what's this? Battery's gonna hold out, so I guess we're doing this. I'm gonna talk quick, so try to keep up. Beans 2021 are in the rearview mirror. This is me in the halftime, switching the planter back over to corn. What we got here are all the bean cups on this half of the planter yet. This side's already done. I ran the brush down through all the seed tubes, which I gotta try to talk about some of this stuff because this is probably the only chance you guys are gonna see it. Seed tubes, I just ran the brush down through them. Set a long thing right there. You can see it right there. Pretty straightforward. I gotta go through and hit everything with spray lube. This is that plastic criminal right there. Like I said, if you went to How Farms Work, my brother's channel, I'm sure he's got something out or at least on the way about this. Our videos aren't necessarily matched up, which, I mean, don't blame anybody for that. It's a hectic time. I have 2 new bearings available. I just gotta go get them. I'm going to replace that out. I have no idea what happened. Absolutely not. What happened was the chain ran off in some way, shape, or form. The chain is fine, but then it wrapped around this lower pulley right here. There's a little bit of slop on this, and I see I found a shim that would work. Took up some of that slop. Hasn't been an issue since. I don't know if that fixed it. Probably not. I just got lucky or unlucky. That's why I did that. There's what I got left in soybeans. As a matter of fact, let's pick them up. Let's take them over to the grain drill. I've already addressed this, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I imagine a lot of things in my head here lately, so just because I think I told you doesn't mean I did. That might have a lot to do with about the 12 or so videos I do that just don't ever make it out. So we have a little bit of, what we call this, a deer ration. We got grass seed, we got some corn in there, and then soybean seeds. So we got those 2 piles right there are a combination of the 3 outside seed boxes, and the rest of them, because there was so little, I just dumped into this 5-gallon pail. I'm gonna spread it in here and call it good. Like I said, in a video that I've done, maybe I didn't post it or whatever, I have some leftover seed from previous years that, because of the current corn prices and everything else like that, I'm really not gonna throw some iffy corn out there. I'd rather the good stuff, the new stuff, and run that into the planter. And I'll run that in here. Is this gonna hurt anything? Absolutely not. Between the new bulldozing that I'm doing, or that was done, that I got a seed down from last fall and this spring, plus I have a few areas I could touch up. Some soybeans and corn that happens to come up isn't going to hurt anything, because if by any chance I do happen to bale it, the places that this is getting seeded, it's not like it's going to be sold or anything, because those areas are designated cow feed areas, because I do need to set feed aside for my own cattle. Yuck. It's dirty, it's dusty, it's awesome. Not much for rain. People are saying it's dry. We need rain, we need rain. I'm not gonna argue that fact, but I am kind of enjoying the fact that I'm not planting in mud. I think I've planted maybe a half of an acre that was actually considered mud-ish, and really not that bad. And Ryan is out, he's still running right now. He's finishing harrowing the last of the bean ground. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We went through after I plant, we harrowed it down, smooths the field out real nice. That's largely to help with combining this fall. I mean, the field is nice and smooth. I don't like having any bumps or hills that we tend to get across different parts of the field. It's no big deal, but every little bushel counts. So I mean, I want to make sure we can get the bean head right down on the ground, and the camera is low on battery. So what I got to do yet tonight, I gotta get out of here quick. I'm gonna finish getting this switched over to corn. We're gonna have to start putting the liquid fertilizer in. That's sitting down there waiting. The bean tender, I got the totes off that. That's ready to go. Minor panic attack. I have a bag of seed there, and I have that box of seed back there that we had left over. I factored in too many acres for soybeans that are actually marked for corn. I have actually written down in my notebook, January 31st is when I made the correction. I even dated it. That's why we write notes, because we can go back and go, oh yeah, that's right. I don't know where we got, well, we ordered the stuff before January 1st, so I mean, I'm sure that's where that's coming from. But good, bad, I guess we got, well, 2 boxes, or a box and a bag of soybean seed that we can get refunded on. I'm still under the weather. We did soybeans in about 5 days. Really could have done it in 4. Weather's nice. It's not really like we're fighting anything. They're calling for a chance of rain tonight, but that went from 55% chance down to 47. I think we're sitting at like low 30s as far as percentage chance right now. I'm not going to go so far to say I don't want it to rain, but every day that we can run and get these crops into the ground and hopefully just get a nice soaker, not a hard pounding rain, not some heavy summer thunderstorm, just a nice soaker. That's what Grandpa always used to call them when we got done planting. Growing up, if it was oats or corn, it doesn't really matter. We'd be standing in the shed the next day after we rushed to get stuff in the ground, and we'd have a nice rain shower like we used to get. And he'd always say that, that's $1 million rain right there. I mean, it's just enough where it's not going to wash anything away, but it's enough, it's lasted long enough, and it's coming down gentle enough that it's just soaking down into the soil. It's getting the seeds germinating, and it's getting them up and out of the ground. The last few years have been a lot more hectic. The last 4 or 5, Ryan said that clear back in, heck, I think he was saying it even during 2012, the drought year, that I'm not really looking forward to, 15, 16 time frame, because, we're actually supposed to have some kind of, a wetter pattern, a wetter weather pattern around that time frame, and might not have been completely spot on, but I don't think he's really all that far off, because there was a few years there, a couple years, 2 to 4, that they were pretty much just downright miserable all the way around. I think probably 2017, 18, 19, 2020, as far as getting the crops in, really wasn't that bad. Getting them back out really wasn't that bad either. It was actually one of the more enjoyable years. No, I can't say that. Man, my brain is fried right now. We had the wind damage last year, so planting was nice. It was the harvest that was kind of burned out. Planting's been all right, especially after I got the planter shined up. A couple of the row clutches, the row shutoffs, which is this little box right here. I mean, it doesn't look like much, and there's a weed right there. It isn't much, but it's something. And definitely notice early on in the season when it's getting turned on and off a few times. When it sits, things get kind of gummy, or gosh, I hope they're not getting rusty, but they don't always want to engage. What they were doing, and it wasn't just just one, it was sporadically, like it was 9, 11, 8, 4, and 5, but not consistently, not all the time, and largely just for the first day and a half. And what I would do, I don't know if you actually can notice it in any of the video that I've done, where if you see me just randomly shift the tractor, if I'm in B range, 1 or 2, running about 1700 RPMs, and I do one of 2 things. Either it'll start flashing that number 11 isn't planting, so either I'll shift down and it bumps it just enough that it'll just, you can see it on the monitor, it'll start planting right away. If that doesn't do it, I actually just throttle back till about idle, and then it'll just it'll kick on and it'll start planting again. You don't just keep planting. You don't just ignore it thinking it's going to correct itself, because it does not. That's one of the things that this has done. This planter has done this since we've had it. We replaced, I think, half of those controllers in the first year or two. We haven't in a while, but they haven't given me any issues for the last 3 days now. So working great. I'm looking forward to going to planting corn. I mean, we didn't switch any corn to beans or beans to corn this year because you just stick to rotation. Maybe I could have done it a little bit differently, but the thing is, I put all my fertilizer for each of the crops down last fall, and everything was bought at the prices they were bought at, which were not the prices you could currently buy them for. I'm not going to mess up my cash flow, my profit margins by, you know, chasing prices, because prices are currently crashing back down right now, and it doesn't even faze me. I'm actually kind of numb to it right now. So I got my orders in, and I just let them go to work. So with that, it's nice out. It's actually kind of too warm out, but I'm going to finish this and head home and hopefully start planting corn tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I was told and encouraged to keep doing that by some commenters, by some viewers. So for as much as I hate to actually have to promote the channel like that, because I'd rather, if you want to stick around, that you do just stick around. If you don't, I'd rather you just move along. So I guess that's just that. So until probably tomorrow, I'll talk to you later.